Hello, it's Nikki, and today in Workshop 26, we're going to talk about the aftermath of the talent shows of the 2000s and how that maybe negatively affect how you're showing up in your business. Now, let me just say, there have been some success stories. Of course, they are. There have been. We've discovered talent, we've enjoyed the music, we've enjoyed from our living room seeing how people have gone on to worldwide domination. But there have also been many things that we now look at and we see, and they come up as a meme on our socials, and it's just a little bit unbearable. Yeah, it doesn't feel good. And on the surface, we might be able to differentiate the two, but I want to see what might be lurking underneath. If we're meeting for the first time, welcome. And if you're back for another workshop, again, welcome. Thank you for being here. I've helped hundreds of people with their visibility over the last 15 years. And in my own experience, 25 years of being a personal brand too. I love helping you to actually do it, to not talk about it, to not research it, to not just think about it, but actually get your ideas out there in the world, making them happen and making them real, essential, so you can create that impact. If you would like to find out more about my longer workshops, please go here. They're all on my website, and I would love to have you and see what you think. Okay, let's go back to the talent shows of the 2000s. Firstly, there was always a pressure and a focus on the trauma, not the expertise. They never really wanted somebody to come in like, I'm excited, I'm here, I'm talented, and that's it. If there was some reunion or some dark secret or some death in the family, again, I'm not underplaying any of this, but it was always that emphasis. And I want to have this conversation with you because, in the conversation of authenticity, sometimes people think, oh my goodness, I've got to share my life story. I've got to spill the beans. I've got to tell everybody about all my mistakes and all the things that I'm ashamed of or the bad thing that happened to me. And what I want you to do instead is put the focus on your expertise first. There's always that thing with talent shows. It's like, can you sing though? If you can sing, great. We can do more with that. But ultimately, yes, maybe for the producers, again, this is like really dicey areas. They might have made good television, but they ultimately want singers at the end of the day. It's exactly the same with your ideal clients, your customers. They want to know that you are great at what you do. Number two, that sense of waiting for permission and validation. And yes, I've had that experience myself when I went from growing up in a village and a small town into like coming down to London and somebody from London saying, this girl's got talent. This girl could do something. This girl, yeah, we're going to take her. Yeah, she's got a place. That was absolutely hugely validating. I will not pretend any different. But now we are at a stage of being an adult. We have to do that work for ourselves. If we're going into energies where we're kind of feeling like we're begging a little bit or we're being overly humble or overly grateful, it's not helping us to step into our expertise. And we saw it all the time, where people would go, oh, so you think I'm good then? And sometimes people might just say something off the cuff. You have to do that work within yourself. Number three, when people go into situations with, this is my only one shot. This is my last shot, Simon. This is my dream. Don't take my dream away from me. The thing is with your dream is that nobody can take it. It's yours to keep. It lives within you. However, if you go into rooms with that grabby, uh, desperate energy, people will feel it. And what happens when people do that? They move away. They don't go closer towards you. And they might go closer towards you because they maybe feel sorry for you or they want to be a nice person. But that's not what you want. You want the truth and your honesty. So let's think about it also in terms of dating. There might be some moments where people go, "Are you going to be my husband? Because I've been dating for so long now, and I just need to meet somebody." Because that person will probably be like, oh, not sure. Or they might love it. Like if they go, oh my goodness, that declaration of love is perfect. But the likelihood is if you go to a first date like that, most people would probably run a mile. And so we have to stop living like this is the truth. And we have to stop living that you only get one go at this. You don't. If we imagine there are opportunities coming in again and again and again, think about all the emails, think about all the interactions, think about all the different ways you can make money. Think about something, I guess, like a supermarket that would have an abundant mindset. They've built the systems, they've got the structure, they've got the customer loyalty. They're not going, I really hope somebody buys a piece of bread today. They're like, how many loaves of bread rather do we need? And let's see if we can sell them out. That's the thinking that they're having. And so I want you to shift that in terms of your opportunity, in terms of your visibility. How can I meet 10 people at this networking event rather than going, oh my goodness, I've got to speak to that one person because they're going to change my life. I also want you to know and remind yourself that there isn't just one winner. How many people have seen One Direction and then Harry Styles soar to fame? They didn't even win the X Factor. I think they were third or something like that, and gone on to be so successful. We never have a moment where it's like, that's it for me now. There's always another chance to come back greater than ever. So that being said, always have a plan. Never, I know it's sexy and I know those kind of autobiographies were like, I gave it everything and I knew that this was my last chance and I put my life savings on the line. Have another plan. Keep the energy a little bit cool, a little bit like, yeah, I'm moving anyway and I'm doing it anyway. Don't be like, come on, please, this is my final chance. We don't want to have that because it actually distracts people. Number four, the desire for everybody to be out of their comfort zone. You know, when they say every week, it's like this week you're going to be the Barbie version of you, this week you're going to be the rock version of you. This week, you're going to be doing loads of choreography, even though you've already said that you hate dancing. The X Factor or programs like that never wanted you to be versatile. They always wanted you to be versatile, rather. Sorry, my mistake. They always wanted you to be versatile. Like, let's see what else they can do. Now, of course, there's a bit of artistry there. There's a bit of like, oh, especially with somebody's voice, it's like, oh, they've always sung that, but actually they've got these really high notes over here that we didn't even know existed. That's when it's exciting. But when it is so far away from the essence and the absolute brilliance of you in your comfort zone, what are we doing here? Why are we going? Why are we splattering everywhere instead of zoning into this moment? Number five, oh, you remember the opening credits when suddenly it would be like to the lives. And there would be this sense of like, now you've had the makeover, now we'll take you seriously. And I think that there's different things. Of course, you want to put a brush through your hair, you want to be like feel your best and do your best. But sometimes these makeovers that people would do, you're like, did you do that or did they want you to do that? And it just felt very manufactured. I don't want you to lose that essence, that pure, raw talent of you and build from there. And that's why we've seen so many artists of the year. You know, sometimes they've had these highly produced tracks and then they suddenly do an acoustic album because they're like, I could just sit here with my guitar and my voice. Like I don't need 16 dancers in the back to make this all happen. And so I want you to not underestimate how powerful the pure, raw talent, that essence of you is. Yes, you can have the bells and whistles, but don't let it detract from the purity of who it is that you are. In terms of the next steps, If you would like to work on your strategy, come and have a chat with me and we can book in a strategy session experience. And if you want to come and do Speak Up, this could be a great one for you in terms of monetizing your speaking. We talk about everything from podcasts to visibility to welcoming paid speaking opportunities, using your content so it goes viral, like so many different things. And if you add the word magic, you can save 20% at checkout. You can go to nikkiraby.com/speak up. If you have questions, please let me know. I would love to hear them, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Lots of love. Bye.